I love sunset views. Check it out. And if I'm saying sick too much, I don't apologize because it's sick. It's pretty cool. I wonder how they got so destroyed. I wonder if, like, it's crazy. Whoa. Okay, well, yeah, so I ended up on the old XR here because the WR, the sick WR450, which I loved, state that again, I didn't think it was gonna hold up on the trip. I knew engine wise it would hold up on the trip. Like I wasn't worried about the engine. Those things are bulletproof. It was more kind of, well, there was oil capacity on that bike, so I felt like I'd end up having to change oil a little more frequently. That kind of thing. This one's cool too. Check that out. Wow. Dude, this is crazy. So cool. Yeah, so anyway, so I really wanted to actually make the WR work. I really did, actually. That is so cool. I started getting, you know, the gearing, sprockets, ratios, all that. What can I do to get the gas mileage up on the WR? I was looking at getting the Safari tank. I was looking at upgrading the seat, and everything I was coming to was like, I was going to be like, you know, definitely over $1,000 just kind of getting the bike up to a point where it could do the trip. But then I'm like, I'm going to be the guy on the trip. So my buddy and my brother, they were going with the XR650s, which are awesome too. And I'm like, they got the longest miles per gallon out of the group right now. So I don't want to be the guy like always needing gas. Well, the funny thing was, I ended up being the guy who always needed gas anyway, because this thing gets like 32 on a good day, which is still decent. Dude, this is so cool. I'm really digging this. This is so cool. Whoa. This is so cool. Yeah, so I ended up getting